Hey, you friends. Hope this finds y'all guys doing well. I like my coffee nuclearly hot, but I'm going to have to remember that before I start doing these videos. It doesn't have to be that hot, you know? So really good morning so far. Got up a couple hours ago. I think it's about 5 a.m.-ish. I've unplugged my clock over here so that I can plug in my lighting. So I wanted to do a video. This is a video I've been wanting to do for about a week now. It's on gratitude. And so in recovery and in like self-improvement and life recovery and stuff, we have a saying. It's called an attitude of gratitude. And what an attitude of gratitude means for me, and the way that I use gratitude, is that it basically grounds me in the moment of where I am and what I have. Because in a lot of recovery situations, a lot of us face thoughts of our past or worries for our future. And in order to combat that, then the anxieties or depressions that can come along with that, it's important to ground ourselves in the moment that we're in. So I use gratitude in a large way to accomplish that. Hang on, you seem really far away. Come on over here, guys. Have a seat. Join the party. So like, let's say I'm having a really bad day or something. Something happens, it's a problem. I'm going to have to solve the problem. It either means I have to do without something or I have to get creative. It can cause a lot of stress. Normally these kind of problems are a sign that we can take care of with a little bit of work over a period of time, or a sign that will go away on its own given a little bit of time. So for me, it's important to be able to center in the moment where I am and not worry about the past of how I got here or the future about what I'm going to do about it, basically. Now, I try and think of what I'm going to do about it and all, but I don't want my brain to spin on it. So a good way to keep from getting into that spinning mode in my head or to really worry is to put myself where I am right now. And that I get there a lot of times by being grateful for the things that I have in my life. So I like to use my shower as an example. Oh, that's good. Oh, it is so good. I drink it really strong and really hot. So like my shower, when I first got back to Washington here, I lived for about a month, maybe a month and a half, more or less, up on Chapaca Mountain. The first part, I lived basically like an animal. The second part, I lived kind of like a wild man until I got my job here on the orchard. And when I got the job, the boss lady and the gentleman that I work for, the people that I work for, let me stay here in this house. And I will never forget the first time that I took a shower here, because, you know, like a month-ish, a month and a half-ish living out there like a wild man, that shower was really, really nice, you know, and I'm really grateful for it. So on days or something that, I mean, I'm grateful for everything that I have, you know, on days when I'm not feeling good or when something's bugging me or something like that, I will always remember like that when I take a shower, I remember how grateful I am to have that shower, and that it isn't something that I'm guaranteed. It's not some right that I have. It's actually a luxury to have that shower because it doesn't belong to me. I'm here at the behest of my employers, right? And I'm very glad to have that. So, however, at the same time, I don't get in my head where it's something that I'm entitled to. So, in having gratitude for the small things that I have and realizing that they're actually a luxury, that helps me take whatever it is over here that I'm worried about or whatever that's going on and make it a little bit smaller. So then, like, there's another form of gratitude that I like to slow down. Okay. So not only on days that I'm having a bad day or that I need to redirect my focus or something, do I think about gratitude. I try and on my best days and my medium days, still be very grateful for the things that I have. Like my pickup truck, you know, it could run better. However, I'm just grateful that it runs at all because it doesn't have to. Does that make sense? You know? And then like the showing gratitude with the attitude of gratitude is also very important. especially for me, because that's like for the people in my life that go the extra mile for me, they're really important. And I always try and let them know. I'm not always telling them, hey, I'm so grateful and all this stuff. When the opportunity arises, though, if I can show it by like going the extra mile for them, like my buddy Michael, if he needs something, he knows that no matter what, if I can possibly do it, I will go and help him, and I know the same, that I can call him at any time, right? And so we let each other know that we appreciate each other and we're very grateful to have each other in our lives. That's how it is for me with the bosses or with my buddy Jerry, right? The entire community of Loomis. And I let them know, I'm really grateful to have you in my life. And that also helps remind me too that I'm not entitled to that extra mile that they go to. They go to that extra mile for me because they like me and they care about me and they want to support what I do. And they know that in the end, I'm there for them too, So that's like how I feel about showing gratitude and how I feel about feeling the gratitude. Now, there's another aspect of it. I think this might actually be kind of a short video. Normally, I talk to y'all guys for like 20 minutes when I do this. Oh my goodness. With that in mind, I do need to turn you off and then turn you right back on. I'm still having issues. I will get this stuff fixed out. But here we go, guys. Hang on. There we go. Okay. So, when I do videos like this, nowadays I like to add like a last part that talks about the negative ways that certain things or whatever the tool or perspective is that I'm talking about can be used or how it can be detrimental as well. And so it's, for me, when I first started thinking about the concept, I was like, well, does that really even fit? And I figured out that, yeah, there can be negative ways that gratitude or appreciation can become a crutch or be used by toxic people. And that's through ingratiation. So the feelings of gratitude that we have when I'm grateful for something, like I said, I want to show somebody that, right? I want to demonstrate it. It's either by doing something for them or by telling them or by giving them something, like if it's a Christmas present or something like that. And what can happen is there are toxic people in the world that will take advantage of people's goodwill and good natures. And I used to be a self-sacrificer and a people pleaser. That's the reason that nowadays I draw my boundaries very firm. I'm not like unfair with my boundaries. I don't really let people cross them though. And I've learned how to really more than standing up for myself, just how to reinforce the boundary in polite and proper ways. And then if it's pushed on again, I know how to reaffirm it a little bit more directly, kind of, and that comes from the fact that people pleasing and self-sacrificing were really my detriment. I would give so much of myself or what I had to someone else to please them that I was sacrificing what I actually needed. And people, all of us, we deserve to have happy, good lives where we have the things that we need and that we can use to work for happy lives. And that kind of like ripples out, and stuff. And that's all good. However, we can do it detrimentally if we feel that if gratitude, if I'm really grateful to this person and it turns out that they're a toxic person, they might take advantage of that. And they can turn that feeling of being grateful into ingratiation, meaning that we feel like we owe them something now. And sometimes toxic people can really work with that, I guess. They can blow that out of such proportion that they can get certain people to give way more than they should be or that they can. And the way the way I try and identify that is kind of through intuition. You know, like when I'm showing somebody that I care about them, or if I'm giving them something, I'm trying to go that extra mile, and I just have that little bit of a yucky feeling inside. You know, it's just that little bit of intuition. I step back and ask myself, you know, well, what are the goals here? What do I owe? What am I able to do? You know, that kind of stuff. Because it's not wrong to put ourselves out to truly help one of our friends. It is wrong, though, if a friend, right, or a toxic person disguising as a friend asks more from us than we can give. You know, like for instance, if Michael came here and I needed to do something tomorrow that was kind of important, but he really needed my help and he was going to lose a lot more of like what he needs if I'm not there to support him, it would be perfectly fine for me to sacrifice what I've got going on over here to go help him, right? But then somebody else, like a truly toxic person, might continue that. They'll find a pattern and then they'll continually act out the same maneuvers, getting us to give more and more. And that's a good way to watch out for those toxic people. Also, you know, keeping the positive people in our lives and showing the gratitude to them and stuff. It's the best way to build an actual network and have a community of like friends and acquaintances that will trickle out even into strangers, you know. And for me, it's a better way to just have a happy life. Because like, the main thing for me, beyond even the drugs and alcohol, I was just really, really unhappy. And I didn't realize that it was all the way that I was interacting with the world. You know, there were a lot of toxic people that had their own part in it. However, I wasn't using boundaries and communication and my own personal power and stuff to fend them off, and then my kindness, generosity, understanding, and empathy to draw the good people, if that makes any sense. I think that's about what I have right now. I actually think this has been a really good video. I hope somebody, like, that it can help somebody, you know, because I don't have any doctorates or science degrees or anything like that. I just speak from my own life experience and the things that I've learned, you know. I did want to do this video a little bit earlier when I first got the desire to do it, and that's the problem with putting it off for a little while. Sometimes I don't feel like I can bring the same energy to it, you know, because like I don't use a teleprompter, I don't have a script, I don't really rehearse, so I really need to sit down and just be able to talk to y'all guys about it, you know. Now I will run over the things that I want to talk about, like we've covered basically 3 subjects about gratitude in this video. And so before I do the video, I'll think about like the different parts of the subject kind of, and then just jump in and talk to y'all guys about it. That's what I loved about the lectures and stuff that I've gone to about stuff like this. It's so fascinating, and the way that people can deliver it, you know, it's really cool. So thank you for being here, guys. I wanted to let you know how much I appreciate you and how I have such feelings of gratitude to be able to be in your life. You mean so much to me, and without your support, encouragement, involvement, feedback, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. So thank you so much. I just want to end this by saying never give up, never surrender, because you're worth it. And please remember, I believe in you. Haha. That's the stuff. All right, monkey, what are we doing now?